Hi, this is Ryan Hirschap with a solving equations reminder for my applied geometry students, which are predominantly sophomores. So for this lesson, this is a review or brush-up lesson to lead the students into our geometry topics. Linear equations do come up pretty often, and the ability to solve them is pretty vital as we go through the course. So I picked out a few equations, as you see down below here. So we're going to solve the following equations together and walk through these three different types. So as you see for number one, this is what we call a one-step equation. So as I go in here, it's 3x equals 6. So it's 3 times x equals 6. We have to use an inverse operation to get the 3 away from the x. Remember, your goal is to solve for x, and then hopefully at the end plug it back in and make sure that your solution is correct. So to get the 3 away from the x, we must divide both sides by 3. So to start off that way using our inverse operation, dividing the left side by 3 leaves us with x, and on the right side it leaves us with a 2. And this is our solution to one-step equation. A great suggestion as well is always to plug it back in. So if I do 3 times 2 and check to see if that equals 6, well in fact 6 equals 6, so we're set. So x equals 2 is our solution for the first type. That is a one-step equation. For number 2, as we see down below here, so this is what we call a two-step equation. So the equation is 3x plus 2 equals 8. And in this equation, we do need to keep it balanced. So we are going to do something to both sides, but we're going to work with the number that's not with the x. So this plus 2 we're going to take away first. So in here we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. So by subtracting 2 from the left side, we are left with a 3x. On the right side, taking 2 away from 8, we're left with 6. So we end up with 3x equals 6, which if you notice from the first problem, is the first problem. So the nice part of that is that we do know what to do with both sides right now. We divide both sides by 3. Alright, so dividing 3x equals 6. On the left side, divide by 3, we're left with an x. On the right side, we're left with a 2, so x equals 2 is our solution. Checking to plug this back in, we do have 3 times 2 plus 2 equals 8. And to check to see if that actually works out, well, we have 6 plus 2 equals 8, and therefore 8 equals 8, so we are set. X equals 2 is our solution for the second problem. For our last problem, which we have 3x minus 4 equals 2x plus 6. So in this problem, this we call a multi-step problem because there are x's on both sides of the equal sign. So we have the 3x on the left, the 2x on the right. So the trick here is to combine x's so that they become positive. So what I mean by that is if we take the 2x from the right and move it to the left, the x's would stay positive, so that's what we're going to do. So the next section here is we're going to subtract 2x from both sides and see how that ends up. So by subtracting 2x from the 3x, we're left with an x on the left minus our 4. And that's going to be equal to, well, our 2x we moved over and subtracted, so that's gone. So just equal to 6. So we're left with x minus 4 equals 6. So this is back to a one-step equation. We have that minus 4. So from here we need to add 4 to both sides of the equation. And with that, on the left we'll be left with an x. On the right side we'll have a 10. So x equals 10 is our solution for number 3. Checking this to go back and make sure, if I put in my 3 times 10 minus 4, which is equal to 2 times 10 plus 6. Right, plug those back in. We're going to simplify the left and right side. So on the left side we end up with a 30 minus 4 is equal to a 20 plus 6. So by simplifying both sides there, we end up with 26 equals 26. So our solution is x equals 10 for the last problem. So these are 3 great reminders for how to solve simple 1-step, 2-step, and 3-step equations, which we'll use further in our geometry course. And for students to practice further, I would suggest to look down below at our supplemental materials here. So supplemental materials for our online textbook, log on to your textbook and look at the student resources on page SR7. SR7 will have further practice and great reminders about how to solve these 1-step equations, 2-step equations, or multi-step equations. And just in case you're curious, here is what SR7 looks like. So it has a nice review of solving linear equations, a couple different types, and some practice problems below to extend your learning or practice. So thank you for watching, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.